Morning everyone, and welcome to my channel. Just look at this rain. Oh my goodness, isn't that a miserable day? The flats across the road are going mouldy, look. They need cleaning again. And that cream building next to it with the brick part on the end, that's all one building. That's our local Baptist church, that is. And then that road where the blue house is, that goes down into town. You just go down a little way longer and you're right into town. And then flats on the corner. So I'm leaning over the crib, so I might groan a bit. Can't see the roundabout. But just next door to those flats is where our fire engines are, our fire station. So there you go. I thought I'd put this on today for Suzanne at Baby Bunting's nursery, because she's absolutely toasted. Getting toasted in Australia, really warm over there, so I'm hoping it makes you feel a little bit cooler, Suzanne. And I know you like to have a look outside and have a look at the architecture and things, so I'll see if I can go the other way a little bit as well. I don't know what, there's not really a lot to see. There you are, there's houses down there, and then you can see the sea. See the hills in the background, and then you've got the surface of the sea, and that's where the docks are. Sometimes you can see the masts, or whatever you call them today, off the ships coming in and out. Isn't that cool? Look at all these people, busy, 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 going about their day on a Sunday morning. Look at my window. It's really coming down now, isn't it? Right, so there we are. So now we are going to do, oh, and there's a subway down there, and you walk under there and you come out the other side, and there's shops under there as well. Just comes out in front of the, next to those flats, the shops are. Just go down under there, and they started painting it. They started it actually a while back, and then it got left. They've done the other side, which you can't see from here, and they've got all like book, because it leads up to the library, they've got all like book titles, pictures through book titles. So, oh, that's a nice truck. Love trucks. So there you are. So I hope this makes you feel cooler, Suzanne. And now I'm going to do my mini tag and a chat. So be back in 2 seconds. There we go. That was quick, wasn't it? It's horrible. It's horrible, but it's nice. It's cold, but we're indoors, so no problem. But isn't it nice and cosy when you're indoors and you can hear the rain? I mean, we're in a flat, so we've got 2 floors above us, so we don't get the rain on the roof type thing. But it is nice, you know, hearing it patter on the windows when you know you don't have to go outside. I've got my craft room ready. I'm going to do painting today on my Skyer. So I've got my craft room set up. I've got my fruit loaf ready waiting for me when I finished. I've just buttered it today. I'm not toasted it, but when I'm uploading my video, I'm going to sit and munch on that and things. But I brought I was going to say Skyer then. I brought Scarlett back on. I thought I'd show you her without the cardigan on. And when I looked back on my video, I realised I didn't hem the dress once I finished sewing the hem. So it won't always stick out like that, looking puffy. Once it's ironed, it will be nice and flat. But it really shows up on camera, doesn't it? Surprising. And the other thing I wanted to bring her back on for as well was I forgot to show you that on top of her hat, she's got the cotton trim to match, and looks really nice. If I do one with the pokey bit on, I will make it slightly tighter like that, and then put the pokey on, the pokey bonnet part on, you know, in the front, the sunvisory looking bit, so that it looks, you know, it looks better. But I'm hoping this is going to fit the Skyer as well, because she's got a bigger, slightly bigger, more rounder, I think is the thing. It's a rounder head. So before I bring Tristan on, I just thought I'd bring Scarlett back, because I forgot to show you the bonnet properly yesterday. And then the other thing I wanted to do was just quickly, I thought about it when I was doing my fruit loaf. Vicky at the Empty Nest, I'm probably going to get this wrong now, aren't I? The Empty Nest Reborn Nursery. Oh, she's so lovely. Lost her 2 little goats this week. She tried so hard, bless her, to save them. Did everything possible. It's so sad. So thinking of you, sweetie. But she asked me about fruit loaf. So I thought, being as I've got it out, there were a few slices left because they're only little loaves, and I thought I'd show you. So I just take the thing off, you know, the thing you put around the bag to stop it going stale. So I don't know if you can see properly, but that's what it is: fruit loaf with cinnamon and raisins, and it says bursting with fruitiness. And it's just bread, like a bread, and it's nice, it is, and it's got lots of sultanas and things in, and little spicy things, like, you know, you've got the cinnamon and that, and you can have like there's a few different flavours. I've forgotten what the other choices were. One was just fruity, but it's got like it's got mixed spice in it, and then the other one was apple and raisin or something like that. But I chose that. Where did I put my tag now? But I chose that one, and it is really nice. I really enjoy that. It makes a change for breakfast sometimes rather than cereals. So that's what it is. It's lovely. So that's that done, and the bonnet done. And now I'm going to swap over for Tristan, and I'll do my little mini tag. I've got my laptop ready because I've got my whole 3 questions on there. But you know me and my brain, I'll forget. I won't get it right. So I'll just swap them over and I'll be back. There he is. Looking as sweet as ever. Just look at him. Looking a little bit brown in the light, but he's gorgeous, isn't he? And he's wearing a blue hat that comes as part of a set of 3 from Next, and he's wearing a pale blue side fastening baby grow from Next. With, it's a lovely blue, this is. It actually comes up pretty good on the video. It's just slightly, I would say slightly darker looking at my phone than it looks on there, but it's lovely. And on the front he's got an applique teddy bear, and underneath embroidered words saying little bear hugs. And of course he's got his little elephant, which I've decided to call Blue, because it's all blue, isn't it? It's all blue with Tristan. I do dress him in other colours, but I absolutely love him dressed like this. I could, you know, like a proper traditional little baby. He's just got that right face for that, hasn't he? And I just adore this little one. He's gorgeous. He's so lovely to cuddle. It's such a lovely cuddly sculpt. You pick him up and you really feel like you're holding a real baby. He's lovely, he is. And I love his little face. Look at it. I think he's the best one I made. You look at him and you think, oh, when you criticise your own things, or critique, that's the proper word, isn't it? But really, you're criticising yourself, aren't you? And you look at them and you think, well, I could have done better with this. I've always thought I could have done better with Madison, and I have tried to change her appearance, you know, with her painting slightly a few times, but I don't think that sculpt is one that I can do any better with, you know, to my degree of ability. Narnia I was pleased with, but I was very careful. I knew I couldn't spoil it or anything like that, so I was very careful and very held back. She doesn't have any mottling or anything like that. I thought she'd be too big for that really anyway, but I just wanted to make her look gorgeous, and she does. Not too dolly, but I wasn't worried that I would make her look entirely like a child either. Obviously I'd love it if she looked like there was a little girl sat in the chair in the living room, but I was very cautious with her. I you know, I didn't very careful when I was painting her. I was the same with this one actually, because I'd seen I always go online and I always look around, and I look on YouTube, and if there's a sculpt that I've been after for a while, I'll type it in, and because then you get all the pictures of everybody's versions, not just the beautifully studio photographed versions that you get, you know, for the advertising, you know, and the wonderful artists that do all the prototypes. I was going to say pre-orders then, prototypes. So, you know, you want to see the ones where somebody has messed up, not to be horrible to them, but you want to see what the difficulties are or could be with the kit and what to look out for. You know, you'll see one where someone's been too heavy around the eyes, and that might make his eyes look really sunk back because he's got a chubby face, so he's got like little boxer face, you know, where he's little chubby around his eyes and things. So I held back on his eyes, didn't put loads and loads of eyelashes in, heavy eyebrows, that kind of thing, you know. So I was very careful with his colouring. On his arms and legs I just did normal, the layers and the mottling and the different things. I didn't do his hands too red and his feet too red, because I had that awful problem with Ruby's hands and feet, didn't I? And I was worried about that with his sculpt actually as well, before I did Ruby, but I was worried about his sculpt with it. So I was careful that way because I wanted to get it right. It was a sculpt that I knew that with my ability of painting, that if I wasn't careful, he was very easily going to go the other way and he'd look awful. And he turned out beautifully, and I'm really proud of him, and I love him to bits. He's gorgeous. And like I say, Narnia, and then you know, I love all of them. They're all lovely, and I look at them and I think sometimes, you know, after a while, and it's a long while since you make them, you forget that you made them, and you just enjoy them for what they are. Well, when they're first made, you're thinking, I wasn't quite happy with that left eyebrow, and it's looking at you. Then as the time goes on, you forget all those kind of things, and you just enjoy the baby. But when I put Tristan up, and when I put Grace up, and Narnia up, I always feel quite chuffed with myself, you know, that I made them. Reuben I didn't make, he's the only one I didn't make. And I mean, they're all lovely. I mean, my toddlers are lovely. I love Jameson, his little placid face, bless him. He's another one, I'm proud of them all. But there's still some that you think to yourself, I did better with that one. You know, that sculpt or that vinyl worked better for me and my abilities and my style. So it varies, doesn't it? It's like when you make anything yourself, you can see the faults, can't you, constantly? Whereas other people, it either wouldn't bother them or they wouldn't even notice them because it's not important. And I'm quite hard on myself. I've got a slight perfectionist streak. It's only a mile wide, but if anything's not like matching and perfect, it can come to the surface. I'm weird. I'm like schizophrenic always. There's no middle ground, and my son's the same. He's like my younger son, you know, he's either black or white, there's no grey. And I think I'm the same with certain things. Some things, most of the time I try and be really laid back about stuff, because, you know, you learn through life when things happen to you, there's some things just aren't that important. They just really just let it go because it really isn't important. And when you see someone or hear about somebody getting really, angry or upset about something really trivial, you think to yourself, God, you must have had a really easy life if you think that is important, or else otherwise you're being too neurotic or something. So you just learn, don't you? And also, of course, I'm a Buddhist as well, so that helps me a lot. Because it just does. It's so that really helps me a lot. It's been really good for me, that has. Right, so, and I forgot what I was saying now, but we do pick on ourselves, don't we, for these different things, and can be too hard on ourselves. So, but I'm looking at him now, and he does look slightly different, actually. In the video, he's looking, he is shiny a bit again, he does need matting again on his hands and that. But in his face, in reality, he does look a little bit less brown than he often looks on videos. He has got a nicer tone. But he's lovely, isn't he? Absolutely gorgeous and a lovely size. Because he's about 22 inches. So he's lovely. He's really nice to dress, and he can wear everything. Little Peanut, Little Owen Roy and Reuben, they are absolutely adorable. Mind you, Peanut is another one I really like. I'm happy with. Now I turned him into a boy. When he was a girl, I felt like I failed with the sculpt, because she just didn't look right. Everything I put her in, she looked okay, but there was something lacking there somewhere, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I decided to try like I did with Reuben and change it from a girl to a boy, and it worked. So Antonia's inspiration from a video about dressing her babies as boys and girls, for a shop, and what you think about it and that kind of thing, has come in handy twice. So thank you, Antonia. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I'll crack on with my tag now. I've got my laptop ready because I'll forget what I asked otherwise. So I'll go on with the first one. It won't take me long. It says me. I could just say no, yes, no, couldn't I? Or that kind of thing, and just surprise you all. Right, so here we go. This is just curiosity, by the way. This was just like fun the other day. It was a spur of the moment thing, and I didn't sit down and think about the questions elaborately or anything like that, or put them in perfect phrase. I just said roughly what I was on about on the video, and then I just put the questions underneath. There's only 3 questions. The questions underneath, just briefly, just to inspire the conversation, basically. So it's on about in case you haven't seen, it's on about Theme Thursday. And then what you do with your babies, you change them back and all this sort of thing. Because I always want to change mine back as soon as I got time to. So sometimes I finish my videos and while I'm uploading, I'm changing their clothes and putting the ones they've had for the theme away again. Because I didn't choose those outfits, did I? Then sometimes they might do a theme and they look really nice, one or two of them, so I'll leave them like it. But I'll be going into my tag now, otherwise, won't I, if I don't stop talking. Right, so number one is, I got to get a little bit closer, hang on, so the microphone might pick my voice up a bit more, because I've got to get it in my bifocals. Number one is, do you change your baby back into your choice of clothing once you have taken part in a theme day? So, did I say theme day before or tag? I just realised. It's my tag and it's about Theme Thursday. That, or all the other days, because we've got one for every day, haven't we? Which are great fun. Because sometimes you're looking for something to get you started in your conversation and what you're talking about and ideas and things. And the themes are great for that, aren't they? Get us all joining together. It's something that unites us all, isn't it? In a very small way, but it works out wonderfully in the long run. The same as things like our hauls and our tags and our sharing of our box openings and you know, all the things that go with it. It's a lovely hobby, isn't it? And it brings out so much more in the chats, doesn't it? You know, and different things and brings us all together. I love that side of it. The miserable people you can keep. I can't be doing with any of them. Just let them get on with it. Right, I'll better say it again because I talk too much. Do you change your baby back into your choice of clothing once you have taken part in a theme day? Well, yes, I do, as you know. So no surprise there. It's just the thing of they're probably going to wear it for a few days, and I didn't choose their outfits, and I just like them to be wearing something. When I look at them around the place, I just like them to be wearing something that I chose. I like taking part in the themes. I definitely always try and do Theme Thursday, and I'm starting to creep in to do a few of the others more now. But you know, as time allows and different things. Because you, as you know, if you make videos, by the time you've set it all up, and then got your baby's dress and all the rest of it, done your video, then like with me, I do it on my phone and then I've got to go and upload it onto my laptop because I can't do it straight from my phone to YouTube. I can, obviously my phone will do it, but I can't work out how to edit it and add my intro and that kind of thing. So it's easier for me to do my video, go and plug it in to upload it, make myself a coffee or whatever, and then I'll change the babies if I'm going to, that kind of thing, while it's uploading. Then I have a quick check, see if it needs editing. Like the other day, I accidentally said BLOODY in the middle of it, and I didn't even realise I said it until afterwards. I was going on about something, got carried away, and said that. So I had to work out then how to edit it out. One word. It's like a fraction of a second. It took me ages. Oh, naughty me. So that'll teach me, won't it, to watch my language. Yeah, and then another one I did a whole piece on the end, and I cut the whole thing out because I didn't want to go there once I'd actually videoed it. Once I said it, it was like this long conversation about something or other, and then when it came to actually put the video up, I completely chopped that bit off. Oh, it was about spirituality, that's what it was. And because I found out that you know, YouTube brings up the suggestions down the side. Well, I listen to meditation music and relaxing music and binaural beats and all that kind of thing. And just in case you don't know, because sometimes I don't always see all the answers straight away, you know, the comments straight away, or people will come back later. So just in case you don't know, binaural beats, which I was very sceptical of at first, is where the music is set at certain frequencies, and it's supposed to like match certain frequencies in your brain and help you like relax or go to sleep or whatever. So I just liked one or two of the musics to go to sleep with, because I was having a time when I had raging insomnia, and I went for months where I was having about 2 hours sleep a night, and it's going back like last year now. And I was really having a lot of trouble sleeping, you know, like really having a lot of trouble sleeping. and I was functioning fine. So there was something definitely wrong, because you cannot function on that much sleep. But I was fine, and I was going around, and like the doctor says to me, "How are you functioning?" Like, and I'm like, "Well, I am." So I was like sort of on some kind of, I don't know, thing. Something was going on. I always wondered hubby was ill, so like, it's obvious, isn't it? Um, yeah, so I found all these things, and then one night I just was looking for something to listen to, because you have to like the sound. You still, even though you might say, oh, meditation music or relaxing music or whatever, you've still got to pick one you like. And I just was skipping through, and I found one I liked, and it seemed to, like, I was like, don't go sleep in 2 seconds. Oh, I go sleep a lot, and it really works. I thought, well, this is interesting. So then I had looked at another one then, and it said for something else, and I put it on, and it was really strange, and that was binaural beats, and it must do something, because I put it on and I thought, oh, this sounds nice and relaxing, and I laid back on my recliner, and I got my headphones in, because I use those little ear ones, because I've got glasses, so the ones you put over your head, they dig in, don't they? So then I laid back, and I'm listening away, and then after about 3 minutes, I started to get this awful headache right in the centre of my eyebrows. And I thought, goodness, it must really do something. The beats must really do something, the frequencies, because that's actually affecting me. And making me feel different. So I don't suffer from headaches, thankfully. I'm not a headache sufferer, which I'm really thankful about, because I really wouldn't like that. And I changed the music, and within a few minutes it had gone again. So it actually does something. I don't know what. I can't explain it, but it does something somewhere. It'd be interesting to know, wouldn't it? What that actually was causing that. Because I did like the sounds. I did like the music. So that was really odd. So yes, as you know, I do like to change them back. Second question: do you buy clothing with theme days or events such as Halloween or Christmas in mind, or do you just use clothes from your stash? Right, now this is something that I thought about right when I really started putting the babies on, and it just occurred to me that some channels, especially bigger channels, every theme that they want to do, they have the clothes for, no matter how many dolls they got, and they might have the backgrounds and the accessories and all the rest of it. And I thought these themes, like Theme Thursday, for example, comes up randomly each week. So there's no way that, say you've got 20 dolls, you can have everything for all those dolls. So obviously these people buy, which is fine, if they've got the money, it's their prerogative, for goodness sake. I'm not criticising, so don't think I'm criticising. I'm not. But it did occur to me that, you're going to end up with an awful lot of clothes that you didn't choose, that you didn't buy, that you spent money on, and you've really enjoyed doing your theme, and it's been fun, and you've got lots of views and all this sort of thing. But at the same time, it seems a waste really to buy all those clothes, and you've not chosen them. So what I do is, there have been once or twice where I've actually picked up something that I was after. If I've had something in mind, say I've seen a baby grow or something in Asda, and I've been thinking about picking it up, and then say, for example, Yvonne, hi Yvonne, hope you're fine, lots of love. If, say, Yvonne said, oh, this week we're going to do Bambi, and I'd been eyeing up a Bambi baby grow for one of the girls, then if I was going shopping before I did Theme Thursday, I might pick it up. I might be tempted. I think I've done that about once. But other than that, I try and look in my stash and find something that is linked, even if it's just tenuously. So say it's yellow, one of the baby grows that I considered was a white one for Reuben. This got the outline of little like monkeys and chimpanzees and apes and things all over it, and the yellow part on it was the bananas they were holding. So it's a tenuous link, but if I needed something for him and I couldn't find something with the more yellow, I would have used that rather than go and buy something. So I thought that was interesting, but it's not a criticism, because if you want to and you do buy for the themes and you enjoy doing that, then that's absolutely fine, because that's what the hobby's all about. But personally, I don't. I use it as a bit of a challenge. Excuse me. I use it as a challenge to find something out of my stash. So say I've got something for only 2 babies or whatever, then I'll do the 2 babies. So I just try and do it that way. Besides that, where would I put these things? We only live in a tiny 2-bedroom flat. You can only swing a kitten, you couldn't swing a cat in here. Right, and then the other one is, do you take part in every single theme day, and do you then leave your babies in their theme outfit until the next theme day? What I'm thinking about with that is, my thoughts with that were not to be repeating myself, but if you do so many themes, it just occurred to me that, like, when would you dress them in clothes that you wanted or an outfit that you liked? So say you really enjoyed doing each theme each day, does it just mean then that your babies are left wearing the theme from the day before? Do you see what I mean? So like a bit of a production line. So you're like, oh, I did a theme on ladybirds yesterday, so all the babies are in ladybirds, and that was great fun. And today it's onesie Wednesday, so let's dig out all the onesies, I haven't put them in for a while, and do a video, that kind of a thing. So, but of course, again, all these things, if you want to do it that way, it's your prerogative and it's fun, and if you're enjoying it, it's absolutely fine. We always end up having to say that on YouTube, don't we? That we're not criticising, that, we're not condemning you in any way. It's all your choice, which it is. The idea is that we all come together in the hobby and we all enjoy and make friendships and all the rest of it. But at the same time, the way we all do it as individuals is what makes it interesting, Because, like with mine, I don't do clickbait titles and pictures and things like that and, descriptions. I just come up and I just chat to you like as if we're chatting over coffee, and that's not intentional, that's just me, because anyone will tell you I can talk for the whole of the UK. I've always been the same. When I get together with my granddaughter Izzy, who is exactly the same, it's like, who can get a word in edgeways, because we could just chat for hours. And it's like, it's like getting out the door, like say for instance my daughter Emma will come over on a Saturday, and she'll bring Jade, my granddaughter, with her, and my great-granddaughter, and then Josie, who's 2, and then my other granddaughter, her other daughter, their youngest, who's 10. And we're all there, and poor hubby just sits there on his pad because he can't get a word in edgeways half the time. And we'll all be chatting away, and I nearly lost my balance then. And we'll all be chatting away and talking about different things, and then it'll be time to go because the car park time will be up, for Emma's car. And it'll be like, oh, I need to go now. I've got 15 minutes left on my car. So by the time I get organised, and walk around to the car park, it'll be time to leave and all the rest of it. And then there'll be something else then that gets added on, and something else that gets added on. It's like you've got to tear yourself away then, so she can run around the corner and get in the car. It's the same on Messenger, especially my boys. Actually, I do have quite long conversations with my daughters, but especially my sons. When we do chat, it can be back and forth all through the day. So like we'll start chatting about something, and then maybe like say if my younger son is in work, he'll have to stop for customers and things like that and things he's doing. But then as soon as he's got a chance, he'll come back and answer, the last thing I said, and we'll chat back and forth for ages. And my eldest son does the same. He will chat back and forth for ages. Then maybe you might have to say, go and change the baby's nappy, or take him to creche, or be working or something like that, and then you leave a little gap and then it'll continue later, and in the end you've been chatting back and forth all day in the end. And the boys chat more like that than the girls do. Both of my boys are more like me out of all my children. I can see me in the girls, but I also see like a mixture of other family in there. I see in 2 of my girls, I see a lot of my ex-sister-in-law. And then in one of my girls, she's a mini-me of her dad. There is obviously some of me in there, but she's a mini-me of her dad. And this kind of thing. But out of all of them, the 2 boys are more like me, or like my side of the family. Which is quite interesting, isn't it? And, yeah, it's funny when you realise these things, isn't it? It's like I've got 12 grandchildren. Well, one of them is my great-granddaughter, but they're all my grandchildren, and you can see in all of them little bits. And one thing was really interesting when Izzy was born 10 years ago, and my grandmother, she had this funny little crease in one of her ears, And then when Izzy was born, she's got a really similar funny little crease in one of her ears. And just things like that coming through, funny little things that, that are specific to a person, that was something that would stand out, and it comes out later on down. We're all just an amalgamation of all the people that have gone before, aren't we? We're all just like created from little bits of everybody, and it's just put together in a different mix. So wherever you have habits for, or hobbies for, or traits for, somebody else in the family, one of your forebears, has had that trait. And I just find that fascinating. That's why I love family history, finding out about what people did, finding out like there's so many. I follow my dad's side of the family more for personality and looks and that kind of thing. But I don't know about the creativity. I was going to say I'd follow my mother's side more for creativity, but really that would probably be wrong, because my grandmother, my dad's mum, did amazing knitting. Beautiful knitting. And but she was adopted as a child, as a baby, so we don't know about the rest of her family. So she obviously had a creative flair, and she, like, things like in her house, the decoration was always beautifully coordinated, and it always looked nice, and things like that. So she had a flair for that kind of thing. And I love interior design. I love putting a room together. And it's funny actually, because my mum was staying with me once, because I live in Devon, and obviously I'm from Wales, I'm Welsh, and my mum still lived in Wales. And I used to do this thing, like when obviously, like, because I was a single parent for a long time, so you do your own decorating and things, don't you? So I was painting a room, and the kids were in school, and I'm chatting to my mum, and she knew I would be painting. She was fine with that kind of thing. She was staying for a couple of weeks, and I was going around the room, and I was painting, and I put the thing down the floor to protect the carpet, and I'm painting away. And what I was doing was, I was doing it the way that I'd found the easiest to do it, and I was like pulling the furniture forward, and then I'd paint that bit of wall, go along a couple of times, and then when that was dry, I'd push the furniture back, and then I'd move the sofa forward, this kind of thing, and paint behind there. And she said, you know what, it's really odd, she said, because you're painting the room exactly how your grandmother on my dad's side does it, and yet you've never seen her do it, and she did it exactly the same way as you're doing it now. And then, isn't that fascinating? So it makes you wonder, doesn't it, how much is your own thought? If you want to get deep into it, how much is your own thought? It's just really odd, isn't it? This idea I've had about something or other, who thought it before me? Really weird. So I think I answered the tag. I'm in chatterbox mood this morning. I really am. I didn't sleep too good last night. It seems to set me off. When I sleep for a couple of hours, I woke up, was awake for hours, then dropped back off about 6 o'clock for maybe 7 o'clock for a couple of hours, and then of course when hubby gets up and the dogs want no breakfast and that kind of thing, I got woken up again then. And then you wake up in a stupor then, don't you, like, oh my goodness, what's happening, where am I, who did that? And you just think, and I knocked my laptop over as I was waking up and getting up and everything, because I'd fallen asleep with it on the arm of my recliner, because I don't sleep in a bed because of my arthritis in my back. Hubby sleeps in a bed, has a whole bed to himself, and I sleep in the recliner in the living room, because I can't sleep any other way, it's too painful. So so I just dropped off with it on the arm of the recliner, and I woke up and I knocked it off, and I thought, oh no. I mean, I've got insurance on it, so if it broke it, it would be fixed. But it was the panic for a few seconds, and the dog's going at me because she wants her breakfast, and hubby's up, so I always make the coffee in the morning, and I'm like all befuddled and disorientated because I've been woken up. I must have gone into a deep sleep, and then my laptop's crashed to the floor, and I'm thinking, oh no, all I was worried about was a laptop. It's like your office, isn't it? I got my YouTube on, then I got my photos on there. I chat to the kids on Messenger on there because the screen is bigger. I got my banking on there. I do my emails on there, so like if anything needs sorting out, you do your emails, you do your banking, you do all those sort of things. I got my calendar on there, my reminders on there. It's like my home office. It's like people are like, oh, you're always on your laptop. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, I do my YouTube. I don't have time really to do Instagram and Facebook as much as I could do. I'm gonna try and do Instagram a bit more this year, but I mean you can't do everything, and I'm not gonna run myself ragged trying to keep up with all these things. I just do my best by everyone. That's all you can do, isn't it? And then, but then also like my music is on there. The things like my crafting videos and things like that for when I'm doing that, that's on there. I love taking photographs, that's on there. You know, the practical things are on there. You know, it's really, I found it invaluable. I couldn't manage without it. And the phone, even though I've got a bigger phone now, and I can actually, you know, manage it okay with that. But you don't get everything come up the same on a phone, do you? You miss things. It doesn't show you everything. Not everything is available on the apps. I found on the laptop, I can get more on the laptop and a bigger, like when I'm editing pictures, if I want to crop one or something, it's much bigger, it's much easier, and there's more tools available. So I just love it. I would never be without one now. I did have a pad before I had a laptop. And then it's only a small laptop, it's 15-inch, but I had a 10-inch, 10.1 or whatever it is, pad before that, and I used that to death, and that was absolutely fine. But I love my laptop. You know, if I need to write a letter, then I can type it out and send it to the printer, send photos to the printer, send my sewing patterns, because I tend to buy those ones a lot that you download and then you print off when you need them. So I send them to the printer, recipes, send it to the print. I just use it for everything. I use it a lot. It's always there all the time. So right, so I better stop now before YouTube bans me, because this phone usually does like 15 minutes and then it'll start a new video. But it's saying 30 minutes now, so it's obviously done one video and then it's going on and on. So I'll go for now. I hope that's covered everything. I hope you found the little tag interesting and my first practice at a tag. Be really interesting actually. I should try and think them up more often. I'm not very good at these sort of things. I have no imagination for anything like that. Anything, I can never put my word. I know what I want to say, but I have trouble expressing myself. Now you're going to think, don't be silly because you talk all the time. But you know when you actually want to express yourself sincerely or importantly, I really have trouble then finding the words. If I just talk like I am now, because like you know, I always feel I'm just talking to my friends. It's just a one-sided conversation, and then I get the chat back from you in the comments is how I feel. So I talk to you, and then you know, and I enjoy talking to you, and then tell you about all sorts of things, and then when I get the comments back, then and they say about different things, then it's like as if you're answering me. Do you see what I mean? So that's how I like it, just natural, no fuss, you know, no nothing staged to collect subscribers and all that kind of thing. I want people to come because they want to enjoy the chats and they want to see the babies and enjoy the hobby. I don't want people to come because I'm doing a giveaway every 3 weeks and I'm doing a box opening every month and that kind of thing, and I'm the most interesting person in the world. I've got the most beautiful and most expensive babies with the most fantastic clothes. I'd rather have half a dozen subscribers that were my friends and came back and you know, and I looked at their videos and they looked at mine and we all chatted together and enjoyed the hobby together. That's more important to me. I'm not bothered about the, you know, I want 5,000 subscribers and all that kind of thing, so I'm going to do these fan-dabby-dozy videos with all these effects and words and everything. It's just not me. So I just want it to be natural and friends, and because that's what it's about, isn't it? And that's just my way. And you know, again, I'll do my YouTube bits, and I'm not picking on anyone who does. I enjoy some of those ones where they've put all the effort in and done the graphics and all the rest of it. You know, they're really interesting to watch, but it's just not me. And you have to do what how you are, don't you? So I'm off for now. I'm going to upload this, and I'm going to eat my fruity loaf. And then I'm going to sort it out, put it onto YouTube, and then I'm going to paint my Skyer then. So I hope you're all having a lovely day. I hope you're all not too cold, and I hope, Suzanne, you're colder. Oh bless, it must be awful. Nothing worse than being really hot, is there? At least when you're cold you can, you know, put the heating on more, you can put a cardigan on, you know, you can put socks on, you can do whatever you need to do. But when you're really hot, it's awful because there's no relief, is there? And then it makes you dehydrated and all that horrible stuff. So thank you everybody. I really appreciate everyone who stops and enjoys my chats and things and enjoys the babies. I really do appreciate it. I don't say it often enough, but I do. I really appreciate it, and it means the world to me. YouTube is always my comfort and my look for my friends and things like that. So thank you. I really appreciate it. So lots of love. Have a wonderful day, and we shall be back soon. So bye for now. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.